Hey, what do you say? Today, it's gonna be a little bit of a different video. I wanted to first apologize. I want to say sorry. There were people in the content community that I grew really close to. There are people that I would consider my friends, that I would still consider my friends in a weird parasocial way. So to these people, I'm sorry. The reason for this is because about 20 months-ish ago, I want to say, I was in a really rough spot. I was live streaming on Twitch. I was making highlight videos of streams to put on YouTube. I was doing a lot of really fun things in the content world. I was having a blast doing it, and I thought it was something like it gave me joy. It gave me something to do. And I then came to a place where I wasn't proud. Wasn't proud of who I became. I wasn't proud how much time I was spending with my family. I wasn't proud of like how everything was going. And I think it showed in my content. So before we get into more of that, let's back up even further. So 3 years ago, my wife and I decided that it was a good idea for me to stay at home and not work. Not because I couldn't work or because I was physically unable or whatever, but you know, we just had our children. So, oh my God, that was 5 years ago. Holy crap. So that was 5 years ago that we had our second daughter. Anyway, so I decided that I would stay home because having 2 kids in daycare is very expensive, even 5 years ago. So I didn't feel like working just to put my kids in daycare when I would rather stay home with them. So I decided to stay home in August, and at that point then, that's kind of what was best for our family. And I mean, today it still is. Like, I'm still home. But both kids are in school now. So that's how long I've been, at home. So come October-ish of the year I started staying home, I decided I needed a creative outlet. I'm a very social person. When I worked, I was very social. I loved going to work because I liked working with the people. I did like my job. I was very knowledgeable. I was very good. But I didn't feel like my family needed that. I felt like my family needed me home. Well, when you go to a job that you work retail, so you're interacting with hundreds of people every day, and you're talking to employees, you're doing all kinds of other stuff, talking to other stores and companies and everything else. Then you don't have that anymore. Your brain and your body just kind of feel off. So the way I combat that was I started live streaming. Started live streaming on Twitch. It was a slow process. I didn't really care that much. I was just trying to be creative. I wanted to do really fun, interesting things, and I felt like I achieved that. I had rewards on my channel that people enjoyed. I got to dress up like a dragon as Poof, like people, that people really enjoyed. So I was doing a lot of different things and a lot of fun things and so on and so forth. But then content felt like a job. It felt like something that I had to be focusing on, had to be really honing in to get better and to do things differently than everybody else, and put in 900% work outside of streaming to make my 2 hours, 3 hour streams something that people wanted to enjoy. The more I did this, the more I put pressure on myself to do something fun and interesting, the worse my content became. I was too focused on doing things that other people enjoyed instead of enjoying it myself. Now, everything I created, I enjoyed creating. It kept me going, kept me motivated. I wanted to try something new. I wanted to see something different. I wanted to do all this other stuff, right? That's where What's in the Box came in. That's where things like my timeout game, where people would do Russian roulette, and if they lost, they were timed out for 5 seconds. And then I had a point system based on that. So like people would, if they would win, they would get points, more points than if they would lose, and all kinds of other stuff, right? So it was supposed to be built-in interaction because I felt that was far more entertaining than watching what I was doing. I was doing something very niche. I was doing something that not a lot of people were interested in, but it's something I was passionate about and I thought would be different than what other people were doing. And today it still is. I have not met anyone that did what I did, but that's not the point. The point is my content suffered because I was trying too hard. That sounds crazy. Imagine trying too hard at something and getting worse at it. That was my life as streaming. So at a certain point during my live streaming, around Christmas time, one year, my mom passed away. A lot of you know that, some of you don't, but 2 years ago or more, my mom passed away shortly after Christmas. Now, normally, I take the week off between Christmas and New Year's because that's a time for my family. So during that time is when my mom passed, and the entire month of January, I took off. I spent a lot of time playing Minecraft with my buddy Steve, and that was my way to get away. I had a lot going on at the time. Had to take care of my dad, take care of family, and the whole thing with my mom. So after I felt okay, and after I felt emotionally ready to just kind of forget all that and just keep moving, I went back to live stream. And it felt good. It felt like I needed it. I felt like I needed that break family-wise, and then I felt like I needed that break for me personally to regroup, right? As anybody would. So then I started doing more live stream stuff. I started playing more Final Fantasy games again. Started building more interactive fun things. And again, one of those things, like, I was trying very hard to be spectacular, and in the process of doing that, I lost what was important. It's supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be something that is supposed to feel as grindy as it does. It's supposed to be something you do as a hobby that can potentially become something if you do it properly and you take your time and you don't force it and you do good content and so on and so forth. I wasn't doing any of that. I was forcing myself to do fun things. I was forcing myself away from the things that were important, like my family. So there came to a crossroads where it was content or family. Now, that's not a hard decision to make, but that decision didn't come from me. So there was a point where it kind of consumed me as far as content. I would sit here at my desk, I would do stuff pre-stream, I would do stuff post-stream, and because of that, everything around me changed. How I acted changed, what got done around here changed, or what didn't get done around here changed, and I felt like I was taking the easy road here by trying to do something impressive here. So at a certain point, everybody's had enough. It was content or family, and I've always preached, and I always will preach. It doesn't matter what you're doing outside of the world. Your family always comes first. You put them first. It does not matter. Under any circumstance, family will always be first. And I couldn't sit here as a content creator and say, hey, I'm going to choose content over family. Mind-blowing, I know. Again, some of you know this, some of you don't, but this is kind of the whole antithesis of what happened. So my youngest was old enough that she was going to start going to kindergarten soon, and by my family's eyes, by my eyes, she was almost ready, but she wasn't quite ready for school yet. So I took it upon myself to get her ready, and that's why I stopped content. My family was more important. I had to take time out of my day take her to the library, read her books, teach her letters, teach her counting, teaching her things that kids her age need to know. How to write her name, how to spell her name, how to all these other things, right? That was my job. My job was to take her places, home, take her to the library, take her wherever she needed to go that day to get her ready for school. Content didn't matter to me. Content wasn't important. I wasn't going to stop what I was doing for 3 hours a day and let my daughter sit here and not get her ready for school. That's not being a parent. That's being a child. That's being selfish. That is putting yourself first over others. That is not what I'm about. I sacrificed myself for my family. I sacrificed my career for my family. I've sacrificed jobs. I've sacrificed other members of my immediate family for my direct family. My wife, my two kids, okay? I've sacrificed everything for them. For me to sacrifice them for content doesn't look good for me. So I had to take a step back. I had to grow as a person. I had to grow and understand what it was like to be a parent, an adult, someone who, that sounds crazy, but to be a parent, to be an adult, to be someone who who sacrifices everything for family. Not just sacrifices things they're doing, but sacrifices everything for family, because family is super important. So I took a break. I took 18 months off. Probably longer than that. Time is irrelevant to me. Every day is Monday. Every day is Saturday. I have a routine. I stick to the routine, and that's just what I do. So at a certain point, the kids went back to school. I started drumming up a schedule of if I was going to come back to content, if I wasn't going to come back to content. I've had serious conversations with friends of mine who, were always there for me if I needed them. So I come to the conclusion of I'm just going to do videos. I'm going to do 2 to 3 videos. I'm going to pick 2 days to record, 2 days to edit, and do all of this stuff. If I can't do it in those 2 days, then I'm going to do 1 day, and then I'm going to go down to 2 videos. YouTube is something that I can do 2 videos a week of really, really good stuff. And over time, I will see growth and I will see my creative side come out, and everything will just be better. I know this about myself, and I know this about content in general. The more you do it, the better you get at it, the better it feels, the more natural it feels, so on and so forth. So I wanted to wait a little bit to get back into content from when the kids went to school to make sure everything was okay. Again, they come first, they always have, they always will. So that's why I started creating content again in October, because they've been in school for 2 months. The kids are doing great. They love it. I now have creative freedom here that I can have a routine to do things and still create content. I record on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I put videos out Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I have time to myself in the morning when I record. I have time at night that if I need to edit something, I can edit something. But it's only at times when there's no family, so I can spend the rest of my time doing things for my family, helping my kids with homework, picking them up from school, not having to rush to do those things, having the rest of my day free to be a parent. To not just be there for them, to be there for my partner, to be there for my dog, to be there for my bird. I need to be there for everybody, and then I can take care of myself. This is me taking care of myself. This is me saying, I am a creative person. I'm an outgoing person. I need a creative outlet when it comes to things. This is my creative outlet. I don't care if one person sees my videos. I don't care if 50,000 people see my videos. I need to create something. I need to be creative. So this is my outlet. I took a break from it. because nothing else mattered. This did not matter to me. Content mattered far less than my family did. So I had to step away. I was not active in other friends of mine's streams. I wasn't active in their content because it was consuming me, and I can't let that happen. I'm not going to let that happen. I've toyed with the idea of doing live content again, and that is honestly not gonna happen. I'm not doing it. I'm not jumping down that rabbit hole. I like where I'm at. I'm gonna stay where I'm at, and I'm gonna continue being who I am in this way. Nothing is going to change that. Nothing is going to be any different. If I see that my content is slipping because I'm diving too hard into it, I'm gonna step away. And I'm gonna record a video just like this, stating that. And it's not gonna change. I'm going to step away when I feel like it's consuming me. And right now it's not. Right now it's refreshing. I love doing it again. I love having all this stuff going on in the background. It's interesting and unique. I just felt like for the longest time, content was consuming, and I was consuming too much of it. Too much of a good thing is a bad thing. So, again, to all the people I was friends with, to the community that I built, the Worthy Ones community when I was live streaming, to them, I apologize. A lot of people put in a lot of time and effort in the community, and then all of a sudden, on a random day in March, I went live, I didn't like my content, my life was going to hell, I stopped. I told everybody the short story, the TLDR is, I'm not feeling it. That wasn't the true answer. The true answer was, it was consuming me, and it was content or family. Okay? Because it was content or family, it felt like my content suffered, so I wasn't feeling it anymore. But I also understand that I just kind of left. To not use my dragon persona, I did just kind of poof. I just went away. No true explanation, no reason why. But I know I needed time. I told some people, hey, I needed time away. And I went a very long time without jumping into saying hi to people. I just kind of disappeared. And then when I came back, I explained like, hey, I had to figure stuff out. I did. I truly did. I had to figure myself out. I had to figure my family out. I had to be there for them. But now that I'm back doing content, I can take a breath, and I can sit back and I can relax and I can tell you this story, because I want this to not just be a story for me. I want this to be a story for you. And I want everyone who's paying attention, that's been here this long, I want you to understand something. Content is only content when you can produce content that isn't forced. If you force it because you feel like you have to, stop. Things will be around tomorrow. Your friends will be there. Your family might not. Have fun. Do not stress about it. Enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, take a step back, take a break. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry. Okay? Okay? That being said, foreshadowing content in the future. This is my thought. 3 videos a week, like I was saying. Community posts, so hang on to that. At a certain point, when I feel like I'm ready, when I feel like my content is there, I am more than likely going to have a monetization standpoint of my content. I am nowhere near that yet. I'm not going to get anything out of it yet. But the idea is to release videos early or do an extra video for those people who support my content. I'm gonna have merch, which I still have. I'm gonna have a merch store open, but that is stuff that's going to happen way in the future. I am not there yet. My content isn't there yet. My audience isn't there yet, which I hope one day will be. Okay? So that comes back to liking, commenting, sharing the video. I'm a fun person. I am a generally fun person to be around. I'm an outgoing person. I can talk to anybody. I can talk to anybody about anything at any time. I am a jack of all trades, master of none. I've learned a lot of things in life through my work experience, through my life experience. There's nothing that I can't talk about unless we're talking like physics, because I just explain things as that's physics. Physics explains everything. If I can't explain it, physics can. Okay? So I want everyone to understand why I left. And I want everyone to not feel sympathy for me. I don't want people to say like, hey, I'm sorry this happened. No, don't be. I'm sorry my content wasn't good towards the end. I am sorry I got up and left. I am sorry that my life wasn't good. Because I did it to myself. I did it to nobody else. I forced myself into this situation and I got myself out of it. So understand that if your life is bad, you need to work on yourself and what's important. I had to work on my family. My family now is better than it's ever been because I stopped what I was doing and focused on it, because it was far more important. Okay? Let that be a lesson. You can't fix yourself unless everything else around you is fixed, so then you can focus on you. Unless you live by yourself and you have no one else to live for except pay rent and to feed your dog, then focus on you. Who cares? Be the best you can be, so that you can find someone who makes you better. So this also goes out to my partner. I am sorry. I tell you this all the time. We joke about it now, but I am sorry. Content consumed me. We know this. We've talked about it. But again, I am sorry. I'm going to tell you that until I'm no longer can talk, which some people wish was now. But thank you all for giving me passion to come back. I missed it. And then when I started uploading videos, being away for so long, seeing that I didn't get one view felt amazing. Was my video good? No. My mic audio was bad. I was figuring it out. I was nervous. I was scared. Didn't know what to expect. But then after I did it, I felt so much better. And now I feel great. I feel like myself again in front of a camera, in front of that thing right over there. So thank you for being patient. Thank you for understanding. Again, I am sorry. You have nothing to be sorry about. I don't want to hear about it, but I'm back. I explained why I was gone. I hope you all get it. I hope you're excited that I'm back. I don't know how else to put it. I also want to point out that I'm very proud of myself for doing this in one shot and not screwing up and having to start over halfway through. Oh my God, it feels great. So thank you all again. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you. I can't express that enough. Thank you for coming back when I was away. And for those of you who were never here to start with, thank you for being here. Thank you. I don't know what else to say. Thank you. I hope you all enjoy my content and continue to enjoy my content. I hope that I can keep bringing you more things that are entertaining. I think What's in the Box is fantastic. And I found a way to do it creatively without having to be live. So this video will go up on Monday, which then means Wednesday will be another midweek magic. So that'll be fun. I'll record that Tuesday, just spoiler alert. So, but I hope you guys all enjoyed this. I hope you guys all have a better understanding of what happened and why. Thank you. And always remember, content is not the main thing. Everything else is. Content fills in that space. Okay? Family first, everything else second. That's why it's a hobby, not a job. Job, family first, content third, fourth, fifth, wherever it is in your order of priorities. But enjoy doing it. If you don't enjoy it, stop. Okay? That being said, thank you all again for watching all of this. This is a long, rambling video, but I felt like it was important. So, again, until next time, everybody, peace and love. Talk to you all later.